check out our website at www.worshipradio.faith. Or follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Worship Radio INT. This is the future.
Good evening, and welcome to Biz Talk with DeAndre. And I'm your host, DeAndre Ford. And again, we have a special guest tonight, and it's none other than Miss Amy Peterson, who's the CEO, founder of Rebel Nail. Did I get it right? Rebel Nail.
Crushed it.
So again, hopefully you all have had a great week. And if you're on the Eastern Standard Time, looking kind of dark out there. Dark early now.
Yes.
We had to fall back, turn the clock back. And it's like, I get sleepy now earlier. And I'm like, I don't too much like this. And then last night I want to put a gate in at home. So I had to get off of work, run to one of the hardware stores. I don't want to mention any.
Unless they're a sponsor.
Yeah. And then rent one of the pickup trucks. And then bringing everything home. But I couldn't do any work. It's too dark.
It is too dark.
And then night before last, I tried to do it. The weather was a lot warmer. It's like 50-something degrees, 52. But the computers were down. And I couldn't get the truck where I could put it in the back. I'm like, man, luck, man. It was just rough. And so last night I got in everything. So I got it set aside. I got my post digger, and I got my hole for my posts. I got them in there. So all I got to do is set my concrete and then set up my fence and everything and put the hardware. Can't do it tomorrow.
You're trying to do it this time of year?
Yeah.
Do you know where we live?
Oh.
I'm just curious.
Let me see. Michigan.
Equator down here.
Michigan. So I could do temporary. You know, Okay, back to the show. Back to the show here at hand. So I had a great week. Hopefully you had a great week. And I've been missing you out there. I've been missing my audience. It's been since last Wednesday at 6 o'clock. And then we ended 7 o'clock. So I haven't seen my audience. They haven't seen me.
Oh, they've missed you.
Yeah, and I've missed them.
Well, that's good.
Since 7 p.m. a week ago today. So again, welcome to Biz Talk with DeAndre, and I'm your host DeAndre Ford, and this is our special guest tonight, Miss Amy Peterson, co-founder, and CEO of Rebel Nail. But each week, before we get started, we do affirmations.
Oh, I love this. Okay.
So again, I like the positive atmosphere. I like just being positive. That's just me. I just like staying upbeat and just loving it, exude with joy and give it to the people around me. This aura you have.
Thank you.
So let's get started. I got a list of them here. I printed out some. Some we've already done. So remember to get your pen, your pencil, and your pad and write down some of these affirmations. You can even do your own affirmations. For those who are have that Bible, you can pull out scriptures and use those as your affirmation. You have something that you can make specific to you. Just write it down. The thing is, you want to write it down and you want to repeat it each day, throughout the day. Whenever it comes to mind, and you just make it a habit to just say the affirmations over and over. When things start to come to pass, you got to change your mindset.
Yeah. So
the first one, matter of fact, I think last week we said this one here. I am the architect of my life. I build its foundation and choose its contents. So again, I am the architect of my life. You are the architect of your life, and you are the architect of your life. So as an architect, you design. So in this instance, we're designing our life. Again, some people go through life just letting life happen.
Right.
Then you complain. And then when you start to complain, those are words that are, I'm sick and tired. So now you start to manifest sickness.
It's very true.
Tired. You start to, I'm tired.
Yeah.
So now you're sick and tired, but no, let's change it around. You're the architect of your life. So now you want to build a foundation. Again, you have a foundation, just like a building that we're here sitting in. We have a foundation below that. And that building is built upon that. So it's strong where it can carry the building, the furniture, and us sitting in these chairs.
Right.
So now you want to build your life. So you start telling yourself, I am the architect of my life. You're giving yourself permission and control. I am the architect of my life, and I build its foundation and choose its contents. That's what I love about being a human being. Again, these animals out here, they're not human.
Yeah.
So a lot of times they can't make those choices. We can make a choice.
Absolutely. Every day. Think how many choices we
Every
make.
day. Oh, every day you're making choices. Good, bad, indifferent. You're making choices.
Yeah.
And that's, again, what I love about Biz Talk with DeAndre, having guests on. I get to hear your story. I get to hear some of the good choices you made, as well as being transparent to share with the audience some of the bad choices you made. So now you're helping the audience to kind of detour. Oh, don't make that mistake there.
Absolutely.
This is one of the mistakes I did, so now you can avoid that. So again, we all as business owners want success. And why not hear it from someone who's went through it, going through it, to help you out there? Let's go with another one here. Let me see. I have been given endless talents, which I begin to utilize today. God has given each and one of you a talent, a gift. Are you using it? God has given you some gifts, some talents, and you're putting them to work. And what I love about it, you're showing other women how to use those gifts. And I'm going to play audio of one of the videos.
Okay.
Because it touched me, and I'm like, wow. And maybe you don't have that creativity, but with what you're doing, you kind of bring it out.
Absolutely.
And some have been given that talent. It's there, but they kind of really hasn't taken it and fostered and nurtured it.
Or life's made them live it where they can't be free to express it, right? And it's been stifled.
Stifled.
Yeah.
We talked about that last week as being human beings. As a matter of fact, on my Facebook page, I think just yesterday, I kind of posted something. What are some of the things that you have been teased about as a child? And just the different people answering that question. Just like now, you get this bullying and stuff going around where, again, you're talking about somebody, you're calling them names, and it can happen in school. It can happen in your family as your parents.
Sure.
Or other siblings. But it takes a toll on a person mentally, especially, again, that's why I like to do the affirmations, because after you hear things, it can be negative. You hear them so many times, you start to believe that.
Absolutely.
And just like, I don't want to be kind of biased here, but those who are in relationships, and it could be the man or the woman in that relationship that's constantly, you're no good, or you're constantly messing up, or nobody wants you. And you start to believe that. And then in situations where people on the outside looking in, like, why don't they leave and get out of that?
Yeah.
You've been conditioned now to believe what you've been hearing.
Absolutely.
So it's difficult.
Yeah.
So again, I have been given, you've been given endless talents, which you and I begin to utilize today. And I always say as well, the cemetery is one of the richest places on earth. And then the reason I say that is because so many people have been given those talents and gifts, but they never use them. So they go to the cemetery and they get buried. And again, like before you really got started, these women that you have now come to share your business with, they were looking for that.
Yeah.
You didn't know it.
Nope.
They didn't know it. But God has a way of connecting people, and you share your stories, your testimonies, and it's for that person. So let's get back to these here.
Okay.
I love them. Now, for business owner, my business is growing, expanding, and thriving. As a business owner, you want your business to grow. You want it to expand, and you want it to thrive. Is that not what you want with rebel now?
Absolutely, and I think that I was thinking, that's one I'm gonna take with me for sure. Because especially being a business owner, you get caught up in the day to day, and it's so challenging to run a business, let alone have employees that you're responsible for, and you can be very down on yourself and wondering, is this gonna grow? Do I have the time? Do I have the energy? And I'm a firm believer that you can speak things into existence. So it's a really good one for business owners to have, because it's
Speak it.
yeah, it's a roller coaster ride. Not just every year; it's every
Daily.
day. Yeah, it's a high low. What do I do? Should I shut it down? Nope, I'm gonna keep going because I had the best 5 minutes ago. It's just crazy. So.
Yeah, like I said, and I hear that from business owners. Again, being a business owner, and you befriend some of your fellow business partners or people that you know, and then they kind of open up to you. Mm-hmm. And on the outside, those customers, clients think they're really up here and doing so well. But then after the lights are shut off and everything,
Absolutely.
and you start talking, it's like, wow, I didn't know that they didn't have a car. They had to, even before Uber, catch a bus or a cab to get to the events. Or it's like one couple, they were out in Birmingham. Was friends with, and they were out there in the $400,000 homes, but then they had lost it, so they would go to the restaurant and share a sandwich and a soup special at is it Peabody's I used to go to. My wife and I, we always go out there.
Okay.
Yeah, and the different stories, and then sometimes where you just have to sacrifice, and then again with the bills, or maybe you're got the job, but that's just enough to pay the bills. So you scraping things together, but you love your business, you have a passion for it. So now you make it look good.
Right.
You go and maybe you don't have clothes, maybe you're homeless, but you go and you go to Salvation Army somewhere, you get the clothes, the business suit to go in there to have your presentation, look the part. Nobody never knows.
Right.
But you're going back in there and you're saying those affirmations. My business is growing. I don't know what I'm going to do, but Lord, my business is growing, it's expanding, and it's thriving. It's growing, it's expanding, and it's thriving. You keep saying, all of a sudden, it starts to happen. You start to see it, and your confidence goes up, and then you just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. Yeah, life happens. You get some ups and downs, but now you're just like steam is just going.
Sure.
Nobody can stop you.
Yeah.
Rebel Nail. I'm like wondering, where did that come from? But that's in my, I'm going to ask you that question.
Okay, all right, I'll hold my answer back.
All right. Let's do a couple more, and then we're going to get into our interview with our Miss Amy Peterson. Now, here's some, I don't like those. Because again, until it's that time, you got to wake up in the morning. Mm-hmm. So this one here is, I wake up happy and excited every single day. This morning, and I thought about some of these this morning.
Like, that one might be hard some mornings.
It is.
Yeah.
Like this morning, it was hard. I got up, and I think I was going to the front, and it was still dark in the living room, and I stuck my toe on the couch.
It's the worst.
And I thought about this here, and I can't let that change my day. I got to keep going.
Really?
Yeah. So
Good for
they
you.
work. They work.
That's good, though.
Ooh, that's like, oh.
I would have been dropping too many four-letter words.
Oh, so again, I wake up happy and excited every single day. And if you don't, can you say this over and over and over? You telling yourself. So you start to get happier and then happier and excited. And the next thing you know, it's like, I'm excited today, this morning. What's going on? And like, man, what's going on? Hey, affirmations are working. And you say, DeAndre, over at Biz Talk with DeAndre, help me get this going. So last one for the day. Well, two more. I'm enthusiastic about every second of my life. Be enthusiastic. I'm enthusiastic about every second of my life. I've been speaking it, and it's just been, hey, what's wrong with you, DeAndre? Man, why are you so happy? Hey, I just love life.
Yeah.
Just full of life. Yeah, matter of fact, I met you. I was over there at my job working and just come over there and start talking, and the guy across the street from you, what is his name? I told the guy he was doing the Airstream, remodeling of the Airstream.
Either Matt or Doyle?
Doyle.
Okay.
Yep, that's it, Doyle. And again, just start talking to him and just bubbly, just bop, 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 bop. And the last one for the day, just like this. All of my relationships are positive and filled with love and compassion. Each day, all of my relationships. Again, we all run into people, situations, and relationships every day. And some of them can be bad. Mm-hmm. So, but you tell yourself every day that all of them are positive, filled with love, compassion.
Yeah.
Starts to happen.
It's a good way to address situations involving conflict too. Like if you go in with it, understanding that we're all human and
right,
it'll.
And just do this real quick.
Yeah.
Right, I'm listening to you.
Oh no, that's it. And the other thing that I think has been really helpful, someone has told me, is just every morning think of 3 things that you're really grateful for. And that has been hard. Like sometimes even just pushing to get that third one. And it can be simple, but I've noticed a changed mindset because sometimes you wake up wanting things or I didn't accomplish this much. Mm-hmm. Where if you start changing your mind. So I love that you do this because I think that is really important. I do believe that you bring on what you believe. And so that's been helpful. And it can be simple things like I'm grateful that I have an apple on my counter today to eat. You don't have to overthink it, but there are
simple.
But it's simple, but sometimes that's challenging for people.
Oh, definitely challenging.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you just said that. It's like thankful that you have an apple. Now, the guy that I was working with today, new employee, mm-hmm. I was training, and we got to talking about his experience and stuff. And he had been over to the Philippines for a couple weeks, and then some time ago he went to Japan and everything. But we were talking because I've done mission work over in Haiti.
Okay.
And so my experience in Haiti was so similar to his experience over in the Philippines, where the children or even the family didn't have a meal, mm-hmm. where they would be grateful for that apple that we would just take for granted, like, oh, it's just an apple.
Right.
But the simple things in life, that's why I wish I would have taken my kids over there, but to show a whole different perspective.
Absolutely.
Simple things that you take for granted.
Yep.
Again, back in Detroit and around there, water shutoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Water. It's almost like a human right.
Exactly.
But if you don't have it, now you have to experience that. Like, man, if I don't have water, I can't really wash up. So now, as far as your food, your cooking, your hygiene, just to live, you need water.
Yeah. So your body's made up of
water. So you start thinking of these things like, man, and you just reminded me that I think it was like maybe 3 shows ago, I talked about being grateful, the gratitude. So it reminded me, like, oh, I got to go get my gratitude rock again, where I put it in my pocket. So each time I put my hand in my pocket, I'm like, oh, I'm grateful for air. I'm grateful for whatever it is.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a reminder. This is my gratitude rock. And you put it in there, small rock. I think I was in Mackinac or something on the beach. I'm like, oh, this is going to be my rock. And I put it in my pocket.
I really love that, DeAndre. That's cool. That's a good idea.
Put it to use.
I'm going to. I'm gonna take that one. That's a great recommendation.
So again, hopefully you've taken some great recommendations from DeAndre here at Biz Talk with DeAndre. And we've finished up our affirmations for today. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but I want to hear from you. So if you're just joining us out there, you are at the right place at the right time. This is Biz Talk with DeAndre. And I'm your host, DeAndre Ford, and we have special guest today, Amy Peterson of Rebel Nail. And a lot of you out there probably saying, Rebel Nail? What's Rebel Nail? It doesn't make sense. Well, we're going to find out. So first of all, Amy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm a social entrepreneur here in Detroit. I am also a mom and a wife, and I live right in Detroit and love my community. My business partner and I started our company 6 years ago with the sole purpose of employing, educating, and empowering women with barriers to employment. And we provide not only the skill and employment opportunity for them, but we also provide all the wraparound support to help them transition to an independent life and to a better, more sustainable job after working with us for about 2 years. And how we do that is we make jewelry out of graffiti once it falls off the walls in the city of Detroit.
Did you hear that again?
I know. It's crazy.
Again, you talk about something different, but yet creative. And when you really, really look at it, initially just simple. You know, you always go around like, man, what kind of business can I start or what? And then you take graffiti and you turn it into jewelry. Keep going.
It's crazy. I've been doing this for 6 years, and it's still, every time I say it, it's bizarre. And but it's been an amazing journey to do this and to provide these opportunities. We've just hired our 24th woman out of the shelter.
Oh, wow.
And that was amazing. And we will continue to grow and expand and keep driving sales, because the more people buy, the more women we can employ, and it's just been a great experience. Something I never thought I would do. I actually moved to Detroit in 2007. Moved right downtown, but my dream in life was, as a little girl, was to always work in baseball.
Oh, wow!
That was it. That was everything I wanted to do. I went to college, then went to law school, and went to business school, really for the sole purpose of being able to understand a contract. And I wanted to be able to be in the No Girls Allowed club, you know. But baseball's always been a very male-dominated industry, and I applied to work for free for any team that would take me. Got rejected by almost every team, and then ended up getting an opportunity here. Packed my entire life into a small little Mini Cooper and drove.
Oh, wow.
That's everything I had. Everything we had was
Mini Cooper.
Yeah. And I had an inflatable mattress for all my very beginnings moving here in 2007. And that's what I did. I worked for the Tigers for 11 years. And I climbed my way from intern all the way up to being an attorney for them. And then left it all behind to go pursue this passion project of empowering women.
Wow. So from what I hear from there, one word really sticks out to me is persistence.
Oh, yeah.
Persistence.
Sometimes to a fault, but I my team would tell you that too. I am persistent, tenacious person.
And it takes that if your dream, your passion is business. It's not pretty. It's not easy. But if it's your dream, your passion that you want to do, you just got to go for it. You got to grind it out, as they say. Grind.
It is a grind, and I think everything you're saying is so accurate. And there's two ways to look at it. You can be, and everything you're saying is so appropriate, like your affirmations, and you can get those rejection letters, and I got a lot of them. In fact, I was collecting them. Well, I was going to do a wallpaper. I had so many, but all the different letterheads. You know, back in the day, before you got a rejection email, you got a rejection letter. And so they had all the cool baseball logos, and so I was going to literally do an entire wall with all the, thanks but no thanks for applying. But I used every rejection letter that I received. I would send out 3 more resumes. Like, I just kind of used it to fuel my fire. And that's really hard to do because you're so defeated with everyone that comes in. And those are the choices that you have to make. You can just keep fighting, or you can call it a day and move on, right? So I think persistence is tough. You're absolutely right.
So I want to tell you out there that's listening, be persistent. Be tenacious. If it's something that you want to do, and especially if you know that God has given you that gift, that talent to go out there, don't quit. Don't quit. Don't give up. Again, there are people out there that's waiting on you. There are people, young people, or even just people that is looking for what you're doing. So don't give up. So this is just a plea from me right now to you that never give up. Just keep going. Just keep going harder. Again, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
That's very true.
So again, you're special. God has chosen you to do what it is that he wants you to do. So don't give up. If you have a business, keep grinding. If you don't have a business right now, you just keep on going. Don't give up. Because even in life is challenging.
Life is hard.
Yes.
Knocks you down all of the time.
Knocks you down. You got to keep on going. Again, with me, I've been rejected from different things. I've gotten hurt and discouraged, but I keep on going.
Yeah.
There's a couple times, I said, this is it. This is me with this podcasting. But then it got, I think one time where, again, I just wasn't feeling it that day for some reason. And then, you get the domino effect. Different things start to happen. And I thought, it's not for me. Maybe not right now or later. But after that, my pity party got back up and I kept going, and I'm here today.
And that's a really good thing to acknowledge too, is it's okay to have a moment where you're feeling defeated.
Yeah.
Use that, embrace it, acknowledge it for what it is, and then move on. Don't take too long to dwell in that space.
Yeah.
Right? But you should, if you're hurt, that's okay. Feel it, because you need to. And then
Release
tomorrow starts a new day.
New day. New opportunity.
Absolutely.
Wow. So tell me now, how did you guys come up with the name Rebel Nell? What does it mean, or what do you think?
Yeah, when we were we wanted a name that was reflective of the work that we're doing.
Okay.
We are all women-owned, women-run, women-empowering business, so we thought it would be appropriate to name it after a woman who was a trailblazer, who paved the way for all of us, and it took us a long time to really identify that person. But my business partner Diana and I, after several back and forths, we realized we had a shared love of Eleanor Roosevelt. She was an incredible woman, amazing civil rights advocate, humanitarian, women's rights advocate, and what she was standing for at the time in which she was standing for it is just truly remarkable when you think about how many of those topics are incredibly relevant today. Sure. And women, didn't have much of a voice there at that time, and she made herself heard. Yep. So long story short, her dad called her Little Nell. We thought she was deserving of a stronger nickname, so we've given her Rebel Nell. But we also think it's appropriate because the women that we're hiring are really rebelling against what life has dealt to them. They're fighters. They want to make a difference in their lives. And then we're dealing with fallen street art, so that's kind of a rebellious art form. So it all worked. It just worked.
Wow.
That's how we
got it. That just gives me a whole new perspective now, because I just thought you maybe took a word here and rebel. Huh? Okay. And then nail. We'll just put it together.
Yeah, I know.
But now when you hear the story, wow, this makes so much sense.
Yeah,
and
thanks.
even with the graffiti.
Yeah.
Again, you get those tagging. I talked to Doyle. We were talking about the little area over there. And how they coming out there with their parties, and now somebody's coming, a developer, and buying up stuff. And
right.
A couple other guys, they were into music, so they would have jam sessions over there in the building and stuff. And, but again, I just love the concept. So now, but the one thing that really got me, again, doing work for the women and changing their lives. So I was like, I got to get her on the show.
Oh, well, it's an honor to be on. So thank you. Thank you for having that.
Biz Talk with DeAndre. Welcome, welcome, welcome as we interview the co-founder and CEO of Rebel Nell. Now we have found out where the name Rebel Nell comes from. So now kind of walk us through how you all go out to get graffiti and what you do with it, and how you turn it into jewelry.
Yeah, our harvesting.
Yeah, harvesting.
Isn't that funny? Who would? And that's truly what it is and what we call it.
Yeah, it's perfect.
We have a strict no peeling policy. We actually don't touch it till it falls on the ground, and so we're more of like a cleanup effort than anything. And we will go pick it up, take it back to the studio, and take it through a special process to reveal the layers. And then I think my favorite part is that each piece is truly one of a kind, not only because of the cross section of paint and graffiti, but because of the woman who made it. So that we may all look at a slab, and what you choose and what I choose is going to be completely different. And that's kind of where a lot of the confidence building and creativity comes out at a very early age with when they first start with us.
Wow. And as I went in there today, I can't think of the young lady who I met because, you're back today. She's short.
We're all short.
That doesn't help. But anyway, I was looking at the different pieces of art,
Mm-hmm.
and before I went to this one, I was like, "Oh, it would be so cool if they had one in the shape of the Michigan mitt, the mitten."
Mm-hmm.
Sure enough, there was one there shaped like Michigan. I'm like, okay, they beat me to it. I thought I was about to be creative and everything and have something new. This would be a good idea for them.
It's a great idea.
It's gone, but I can't give up.
Don't give up.
I won't
come
give
in.
up.
I'm sure you'll come in and come with a great idea someday.
Right. So now going through now you say you've been in business for 6 years.
6 years, yes.
6 years. Now through that 6 years, what have been some of your challenges?
Ooh. I don't know how long do we have?
Oh, just a few. Just a few.
Yeah. There's been so many challenges, and I've learned so much. And I think part of it is embracing the failures, like failing forward. And I'm by no means an expert in this. I just have heard people say it out loud a lot, and it's one of those things I'm learning to value. Like when you do fail, how do you learn from this? How do you pick yourself up? Right. And how do you make sure you don't make that mistake again? And also, like, what can you do to inform the younger generation or somebody else so that they can maybe skip that step? I've been very fortunate. I've had lots of advisors who've helped me maybe skip some steps that where they failed, but I have certainly made my own. Some of the early on mistakes that we made, for example, there's crowdfunding campaigns. They're big now. They're huge. One of the major mistakes that we learned, and it was very detrimental to our business, we launched it in September. We technically didn't hire our first 3 women out of the shelter until December, so that closed out our fiscal year. And what I did not realize is that is all kind of as revenue, and we didn't have enough expenses to offset that to help carry us forward for the next year. So we got hit our first year raising all this money with a giant tax bill.
Yeah.
And we were like, wait, we were planning on using every single penny. So get an accountant early is something I highly recommend. Always good to have a lawyer too. But those are just more business mistakes. But I mean, just learning how to deal with people, being a good leader. They're all things that I you constantly struggle and are always wanting to improve upon.
Wow. Like I said, all of a sudden you got the big tax bill. It's like,
oh, God.
I was just like, oh, what happened?
Yeah.
Wow. All right, let's hurry up and turn this around.
Yeah.
Tell me about some of the successes that you guys have had.
I think truly we count so much of our success with the women as well as obviously with our sales and growth. And we've been growing every year. This year we're having an amazing year. We're up 107% from where we were last year. I mentioned we'd hired our 24th woman out of the shelter. And then when they graduate, we're a very strange business in the sense that most businesses, once you have an amazing employee, you want to keep them, right? Like they're skilled now. We know they come to work. But when you reach that point with us, we want you to go on, and that's so bizarre because now we're starting back at square one.
Yep.
But that's why we are what we are. We are a social enterprise truly because we always put the interests of the women first and on an equal platform with maintaining the business. And that comes with its own set of struggles as well. But the women that we've had graduate have gone on to launch their own businesses, have gone on to work for the auto industry, the home health care, and are doing really well. So it's
Let's see, that just makes you just
story.
feel good.
Yeah.
Like, yes. Wow. Now, how do you choose the women that come to work with Rebel Nail?
That's a really great question, and to be quite honest, it's the secret to our sauce. We have partnered with COTS for many years. Okay. It's a great shelter right downtown Detroit, and when we first started, we went in and built relationships with the caseworkers. I think social workers are angels on this planet and don't get enough credit. And so they help us identify women who are ready to take on this opportunity. Not every woman is ready. You have to have, we look for 3 things. Okay. You have to have a willingness to change your situation, can work well with others, and a desire to learn. If you have those 3 things, we don't care about a background check, because for me, it's not where you've been, it's where you're going to go. But I need that fire. I want to see that fire. And the beautiful thing is that the caseworkers at the shelters now know that, and they will help pool women that we hire from.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me see. Well, I want to pull up that. Let's see. We got a few people on here. I don't want. Let's see. Entrepreneur professor talked about her in. They talked about you guys in class.
Oh, well, hopefully it was good things. Thank you.
And that's funny because like the guy that I shared it with today, he was like, when I said Rebel Nail, I was like, oh, I saw them on the. I don't know if it was YouTube or a video or something.
Oh, great. Well, I really appreciate that because we would not be here today if it wasn't for this community and the support we've had from everybody in Detroit.
Wow.
And really embracing the model, what we're doing, what we're trying to do, and it takes a village, and it truly does.
Yeah.
And we aren't a business without customers. So
we talked about that about 3 or 4 episodes ago about customers and customer service. Again, you're in business to make money, but if there's no customers, you have no money,
right.
No income, no finances coming in. So again, you got to get that together, focus, and get that wheel turning, oil it up.
Yes.
Now, it was a question that I had now. Now it just slipped my mind because I wanted to go to one of the videos. So while I find the video, because I had it locked in this one, but this one I got to start all over. Tell us, in regards to Rebel Nail and the jury, how do you come up with the design? Because I see now you're wearing a
my little Detroit necklace.
Detroit.
Yeah, and this one's actually kind of cool. So this piece right here is part of the Joe Louis Arena that they've just torn down. So we did a whole collection with the Red Wings
I saw that.
on the Joe Louis.
Yeah.
So that was really special because it was kind of a merger between my love of sports and what brought me here, and my passion project in this business.
Wow. Yeah, I like that.
Thanks.
Detroit. And that's from...
And my earrings are from the Michigan Central Station. These are right here. We were able to get in there and worked with Ford and...
Oh, I did see the picture you guys had of the station and everything. Took a picture of it. Like, it's just so cool. Now, tell them, while I look for this, what are some of the different pieces of jewelry that you guys have? I mean, just bracelets or...
we have everything. We really want to be a very... broad range for everybody. So we've got, earrings, rings, necklaces. We have stuff for men as well. We've got some dog tags. We're coming out with a money clip, a tie bar. What else do we have? But yeah, and I think that's also something that's just important to think about too. And when you are running a business, is we aren't hiring a skilled population. Well, I'm not hiring jewelry designers. I'm not hiring jewelry makers. That's not the point of my business. The point of my business is that this is an opportunity for them to come in, have employment, and then they can grow from there, where we know our process and we know what we can do well, but how do I keep reinventing it so it's easy for the women that we employ, right? Because if I get too skilled, then I cannot exactly have the women that I want to serve who are also my customers. So that's kind of what else is weird, is that we have two different customers, but that also, but the design, so there's still, the process is pretty easy, still there. It doesn't change much, but I need to keep it still fresh and exciting for the customers. So that's a constant challenge, right, if you will. But it's one that we enjoy and we embrace, and doing these fun collections like the Michigan Central Station, the Joe Louis. We've got some really fun ones coming up next year.
Oh, okay. 2020, watch out.
2020 is right around the corner, so it'll be those will be good partnerships to have, and we just love collaborating. That's the other thing I just think as a business owner, going back to this community, I wouldn't be here without it. It's also, I feel, a responsibility to work with other business owners. Like, we are stronger together. I do not believe we are in a city right now that has so much competition we can't get along. To me, a rising tide rises all boats. Absolutely. And if we can find ways to help each other, to learn from each other as businesses, we want to continue to do that. We've done a couple collaborations with some women-owned businesses here in Detroit, like Bon Bon Bon, Better Life Bags. They have a very similar mission, and they make handbags. We did one with a women's group in Chile, and we made a really unique bracelet. So that's something that I think is a cool thing to consider too, as being a business owner, is not being, so afraid to open up and share with other people.
And I always say that it's a win-win situation.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to look for. Win-win opportunities. Well, I have found the video. Let's see. Yeah. Now, this is Rebel Nail. This is one of the videos on their website. And so I just wanted to play it because it kind of really got to me. I know it's 2 on here. I'm not sure which of the 2, so I'm going to play both of them.
Okay.
Let's see.
Rebel Nail is a social enterprise that exists in Detroit, Michigan. We exist to employ, educate, and
Hit the wrong button here.
technical difficulty.
Empower women
There
who
we
are
go.
transitioning out of homeless shelter living, and how we do that is we make jewelry out of graffiti once it crumbles off the walls. I was living in Detroit, right next door to a well-known shelter, and I felt this desire to do something for my neighbors. What if we could provide employment as well as all the tools they need so they don't end up back in the shelter? So we thought, okay, let's make a product that's Detroit-centric that we could sell. And then one day I just went for a morning run and I saw a small little piece of what looked like paper that had fallen on the ground. And I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. I wonder what we could do with this. The rest is history.
Turning trash into something beautiful. I compare it to my life.
Wow.
At one point, I felt like that graffiti that was laying on the ground. I've been through so many traumatic situations, and I've grown to something beautiful. Never in a million years I thought I would be making jewelry. After the graffiti has fallen off of the wall, it has to be processed to reveal all the different colors. We cut out different shapes and sizes, whatever speaks to us. Because of my creative ability, a lot of people are carrying around a small piece of my city.
I think Rebel Nail's impact starts with the individual, encouraging them to believe in themselves again. We actually graduate women to jobs that are more in line with their dreams, their visions, their career goals. That's really what inspired me to do it. And these
You are listening to Worship Radio International, the world's #1 online Christian radio station. Check out our website at www.worshipradio.faith or follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Worship Radio INT. This is the future.